Hi all, so I'm again here with some AS4 interview questions. So that's a part 12 video. I already uploaded 11 videos for the AS4 interview questions on my channel. So you can have a look at any time on the channel. So let's start with the part 12 video. First question here is, how do you use commitment control in RPG? So there are some basic things, prerequisites which must be met before applying the commitment control or using the commitment control in RPG programming. First thing is, for example, you are applying the commitment control on a file or any objects like data area or message queue which holds some data basically, or that data gets changed. So the first thing is journaling. So that file has to be a journal. So for the file has to be journal, there should be basic things like a journal object should be there, a journal receiver object should be there. So we need to create a journal object, we need to create a journal receiver object, and then we need to start the journaling on that file. After that, once the journaling is enabled on that file, we can apply the commitment control on that file. So for applying the commitment control, we would be using the command str commit cmtctl or ending end cmtctl for ending the commitment control on a file, and for creating the journal create jrn k, for journal receiver create jrn rcv, for starting journal strjrnpf. Let me show you. This is the command for creating a journal object. This is a command for creating journal receiver object. So the first thing, we have to create a journal receiver, then we will be able to create a journal, because we need to give the journal receiver here, and then strjrnpf. To start journaling on a physical file, we need to mention the journal, then strcmtctl. Start commitment control and end cmtctl, end commitment control. In RPG, we will be basically using the commit operation or rollback operation to either commit all the changes, or you can say multiple changes as a one single unit or a one single transaction. We will be committing those changes, and if any changes are pending, then we will be rollbacking them. So basically, that's how the commitment control works in RPG. Now, what happens when SFL size equals to SFL page? So that would be a single page subfile, where we can, what are the advantages and disadvantages? So I would say the advantages, I can load any number of records, records to subfile. Since other subfiles cannot load more than 9999 records, they have a limitation like load all and expandable subfiles. But in this case, we are always loading a SFL size number of records. That is, for example, if SFL size is 10, so we are always loading 10 records, and then again once user press page down, we will be loading next 10 records, and if user presses the page up, we will be loading the previous 10 records. So based on this logic, we will be loading the records in the single page subfile, and so that's why SFL size is equals to SFL page. So whatever the records could be loaded would be the SFL page in that case. So in this case, I can load any number of records because I don't have any limitation. So that's an advantage of this. Disadvantage is, I cannot say any disadvantage. That basically people say that the disadvantage is uh, that basically involves lots of code for, or the handling for the page up and page down logic, because page up and page down logic is basically handled with system in load all case. So that's why people say that that's a disadvantage, but I don't see any disadvantage here, because if we know how to code that single page sub file, then that's not a disadvantage for us. So that's an advantage. So let's move to the third question. What would be the effect on the field when reverse image, underline and high intensity are enabled? So in the DSPF, if we mention all these attributes with a field, what it becomes? It becomes non-display. We can say ND, non-display. So it won't display on the screen, and in that case. Fourth question is, during execution, an RPG 400 program automatically follows a sequence of operations. For each record that is processed, the built-in program cycle includes the following logical steps. So that's very simple. The first thing is to read a file. So whenever we are following the cycle, so basically we are processing some files, reading the file. So before that processing, we will be reading the file and then process the file and then write to the file. So that's the cycle of a RPG program. What is a flat file? So if I say what is a flat file is basically a file with no DDS, file with no DDS source. It has a record length only. Or I can say file name, record format name and field name is same in this flat file. So whenever we are defining a flat file in RPG program, that's a program described flat file. Program described file, basically we are not using E externally described. For that we will be using F, that is fixed format, because in that case we have a fixed length. So another thing is we don't need to read, no need to read file in RPG program if defined in fspecs. That's all. What is the star INZSR used for? The star INZSR is the initialization subroutine in the RPG program. So no need to call this. We don't need to call this subroutine. It automatically gets called at first, and whatever the initialization took place, we can for example to initialize some variables, to populate some arrays that are static, or populate some headings or whatever which is static, or we have to perform only once in the code at the start. So we can do that in the initialization subroutine, and we don't need to call this subroutine from our program. It automatically gets called. A RPG or CLP command to find if the file field is defined as a character or numeric field. So yes, we have a command test n to test if a value is numeric or if a field is numeric or not in the RPG program. Test n in RPG, test n opcode in RPG. Check existence of one record without using chain or read. So without using chain or read, we have an option that is setll. Using that opcode, we can check the existence of a record. What are data types? So data types are basically attributes of fields like name, for example, not name. Name is not a attribute. So like length and its type, object type, for example character or numeric. So basically which tells the system that how which type of data is stored in that field. For example, a field is of character type, so the data type tells the system that it stores the character data. If it is an alphanumeric, then it stores the alphanumeric data. If it is a numeric, it stores the numeric data. So if it's a graphic, it stores the graphic data. What are the array operations in AS400? So array operations are basically like what I would say, lookup. So I can look up into the array using percent lookup opcode, uh, through which I can search for a particular value in the array elements. So for example, I have to look up for 5 in an array, so I would be using percent lookup, then I would be in brackets I would be searching for that 5 in that array. Even I can mention the starting or ending positions through which of the elements through which the lookup has to be happened. So those are optional. I can sort an array, so I would be using sort A to sort an array. I would use export. Export is to summing up the values of the array elements. So whatever values stored at the array elements, I can sum up all. Move A. So I can use the move array operation. So I can use the array one array to the another array directly. So here the twist is I can move an array from uh, one array to the another array. So both array either of same type, same size, uh, or a different size. So type has to be same, but the size can be different. So the size can be different in that case, and if we want, we can move the array values to a particular variable itself, or from a variable to an array. For example, I am moving variable 1 which is of length 5 and having character value a b c d e, and moving to array of length 1 and size 5. Length size 1 and length a dim array elements of 5. So in that case, when I would be moving that variable to the array, what I would be doing, what I would be seeing, that I would be having a b c d e on the respective element array elements positions 1 2 3 and 4 and 5. So that's the way I can these are the operations which I can perform on the array in RPG AS400. Let's move on to the 11th question. Can you debug ILE RPG program using STRISDB Start Interactive Source Debugger in AS400? So I would say no. I cannot debug an ILE program using STRISDB. So for that purpose, I would be using strdbg command to debug an ILE program. I can debug even an OPM program using strdbg by compiling that with the star source debug or star list debug, list, all those options, but I cannot use strisdb with the ILE programs. I can use strisdb with the RPG programs. So in that case, we will be using strisdb to start debug or end isdb to end the debugs. How do you code field rename, file field renames in ILE RPG? So answer would be prefix. So I would be using prefix keyword in fspecs with that file and mentioning that prefix. So either a underscore or a simply a and I can mention the positions a colon 2 or 3. So those three places would be taken by a in the at the starting. So these are all questions which I covered in this video session. So that's all in this video. Thank you and have a nice time.